As health professionals and the government insist that people make use of face masks, it is also equally important to give guidance on how to dispose of or recycle them safely. One of the areas where environmental impacts of COVID-19 are most pronounced is in waste management. This is a major environmental concern because of the surge in the demand for and the use of plastic products, protective gears, personal protective equipment, disposable life support equipment, and general plastic supplies like syringes, all used in the prevention and treatment of the virus. Henry Bazira works with Water Governance Institute, says the need for government to plan for this new wave of waste that is occurring from reckless disposal of face masks needs urgent attention, or else KCC is likely to pay heavily to collect these wastes to designated areas like Kitezi.
Disposable eventually, but the highly disposable masks are creating a new waste stream. All the masks are creating a new waste stream, which has not been thought about in terms of waste collection and control, but in a manner that is either going to make it recyclable so that we are not wasting material.
According to research conducted by Oceans Asia, a non-profit marine conservation advocacy organization, on average, a person uses 4 face masks a week. This makes it 16 face masks a month, and this translates into over 300 tons of waste a month, as he explains.
You will require about 123 trucks to remove the 307 tons of mask waste in a month. If on average each truck costs us, the taxpayer, 800,000 shillings to pay the workers on the truck per day, to pay fuel, it means that you will require about 98 million shillings, 400,000 per month to clear the garbage in Kampala alone.
Rogers Tumusime, the Bulisa local government environmental officer, acknowledges that as a department, they have not done much to research and come up with the right measures that can be used to stop the negative impacts that are coming with the littering of these face masks in both urban and rural communities because of inadequate resources.
Starting in directly from one sector to Butiama, because Bulisa entirely, it is mostly populated along these sites, the landing sites. And when you move around those sites, you will not get designated place or where people are dumping masks, these masks. So we assume most of these, they are ending up being dumped in the lake. So, and it may bring the silting of the lake.
Geoffrey Kemese is the executive director of BioVision Africa, says that the main challenge of these face masks is the access to dispose them of. Much as it was an emergency that caught everyone unawares, it was paramount for the authorities responsible put in place designated areas for this new stream of waste.
It's incumbent upon us as a population on behalf of the leaders that they come up with meaningful ways and means of managing such a kind of waste. Otherwise, we cannot keep degrading the environment, well aware that the challenge is not going to go off tomorrow. It's something that we are going to stay with.
Hilary Chamanywa is the project manager at Lake Albert Children Women Advocacy and Development Organization, observes that these face masks are not only dangerous to children who play with them after being littered everywhere on different landing sites on Lake Albert, but also pose a threat to the ecosystem of the lake.
Not only are they very dangerous, those ones that have been used by people, then our children also use them, but they also are very dangerous to our environment. You see, this is a landing site, this is a water body, so when we just litter everything, then it goes back to the lake, and when it goes back to the lake, it affects so many ecosystems that take place in the lakes.
The commissioner in charge of environmental health at the Ministry of Health, Moses Kavanji, warns the public against using any face mask whose source is not authentic by Uganda National Bureau of Standards.
This organism can take a minimum of 10 days on the surface. Yeah, but even can go for more. So if you threw a mask and it has spent a few days, probably 5 or so, most probably the organism is still very active on the mask.
Moses also points out that when these face masks are thrown out, they attract dust that contains a lot of other organisms, which is very risky and dangerous to human life.
Generally, the masks are so risky. One, the issue, most important, the issue of spread of disease, not only COVID, in the event that the person who used it had the COVID, but also other organisms that could be contained on the masks.
Report compiled by Peter Agizibwe Arali in Bulisa District.